small animal like sheep and goat. So in some of the military defense, there is a demand for the Jhatka method. So some of the slaughterhouses they are also doing Jhatka method, and that also depends upon the demand from the certain agencies like defense or any other agencies or in particular areas also in corporation side that the facility they have created. So, but this documentary evidence is not available. So, what
Yeah.
percentage of Jewish method, Jhatka method, as sir said that halal method is commonly it is used because halal meat is considered as a safe meat or it is best slaughter technique can be used.
From the audience,
I think there is a
from
question
participants,
on
if you have
cooking.
questions.
I think there is a question on, I could see which method we can cooking of meat and edible offals. So that is a very wide question. Which method we should use, it depends on many factors. Like say if we have the broiler chicken. So this is a very soft meat. So there we don't need a very severe cooking. Light cooking is important. So in that case, we can even simply boiling or making gravy or whatever preference. So cooking depends on the preference of the consumer. Whereas suppose beef, in case of beef, mostly it is from the old animal. So the meat will be very tough. So in that case, definitely we have to go for pressure cooking. So it will make the meat more tender, and also it is good for safety point of view because here our focus is only food safety. So some or other way our meat there is a contamination risk is there. So pressure cooking means it is very safe and it will make the meat tender. So what kind of cooking, it depends on the type of meat and also preference of the consumer. Say if somebody may like to have fried meat. So fried meat means definitely it gives better flavor. It is cooked at higher temperature and it helps in releasing some of the very good flavoring component. There is a lot of chemistry behind that. So again, somebody wants, they can do by frying. So in case of broilers and all, simply frying by 5 to 7 minutes, it will be done. Then it will give a beautiful flavor. Whereas same chicken, if we simply boil, you don't give that much flavor. So that question is like, answer is like that. It depends on the kind of meat and the preference of the consumer. Yes, is there any question more?
Sir, another question is there which method is economically viable, whether gas stunning or electrical stunning in poultry?
In poultry commercially, if it is a commercial plant, large commercial plant, then only suitable is the that water bath method, electrical method, dipping in the water bath. That is only suitable. Whereas if we have very small number, then we can have this handheld electrical stunning.
Thank you, sir. So, anyone want to ask another question?
Yeah. Now, excuse me. Can you identify by looking at the quality or by the physically, can you observe the quality of the meat just by looking at the
Yeah, I
hardness?
think I saw that question just now. Yeah, that is by seeing meat always it is not possible, but few things we can see, like suppose a meat looks too much dark in color, too much dark red, then it indicates that the bleeding was not proper. Or sometime if the animal is sick or feverish, then there will not be proper bleeding. So it will have a different color, fiery red, something. So these are one of the one of the 2 points. And sometimes suppose if an animal was sick and it is slaughtered, so we are not supposed to do, for which we have the system of antemortem inspection. So an animal should be healthy in the antemortem inspection, then only it can be going for slaughter. But nowadays we will always have the manipulation and fraudulent system. So suppose the animal was sick and it was slaughtered, there will be some differences in the color or in the setting of the carcass, but that all depends on the time frame. Suppose some disease, the rigor mortis will not be in time or proper. But that all depends if we know when it is slaughtered. So suppose in case of cattle, the rigor mortis should be over within 24 hours. But if we know when it is slaughtered, then only we can think on that line. So as such, by seeing always, it is not possible to tell whether it is good or bad. But some of the things are like this: color and setting of the muscle, or any some kind of say bleeding, wound, injury, those kind of things, partially we can make. Otherwise, it is not.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Sir, another
Yeah.
question is there. Is there any method to reduce the pH other than the holding for 24 hours after slaughter?
See, pH is not reduced, that is increased. By holding, what we do is, initially pH will go down till the rigor mortis. That is the ultimate pH we say. After that, we hold it for some time, but without any spoilage to happen. So preferably around 10-15 degrees Celsius, we hold the carcass. That is called aging process or conditioning process. So at this time, slowly pH will increase and there will be lot of biochemical changes, which is very favorable for better quality of meat, either for tenderness or for flavor. So reducing pH is not the objective. Initially it reduces automatically. After that we hold it and the pH will slightly increase by different reason, and that is only decidable. So the concept itself is not wrong. There is no purpose of reducing the pH. Otherwise, if we want to preserve the meat by reducing the pH, in that case, we can use some kind of organic acids and all. There are different kind of preservation techniques. So some organic acid, 1%, if we add little bit, pH will go down. That helps in preservation. I hope it makes sense. If the question here is there, I can interact.
Okay, sir. I think there is no more question uh, from the participants. So I profusely thank both the speakers of the today's session, Dr. Devaraja Naik sir, the professor and head department LPT, and another professor, Dr. P.K. Mandal sir, from the Pondicherry. So in both these speakers, they have delivered their talk in detail to the satisfaction of all the participants that I can understand from the question answer session. Okay. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much also for accepting our invitation for in very short time
Thank you.
for delivering this today's talk. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And I declare that today's session is over. Thank you.
Thanks.
Tomorrow again we will
Thank
meet
you.
at 10 a.m. So all the participants they are requested to join with the same link tomorrow at 10:50.